What do we got here?
Hi. We have a guitar.
Obviously.
Yes, it is a DJ Ashburn guitar.
Owned by DJ Aspa?
I think so. I mean, it's got his name over here, so I hope so.
You know what? He's a rock star.
Yeah.
Which I really wanted to be a rock star at one point, but I didn't have the hair.
It's okay. You can borrow some of mine. I'm here looking to sell this guitar that was apparently owned by DJ Ashba. It's a Gibson guitar with a lot of custom details on it. I got the guitar because my boyfriend is building a children's hospital here in Las Vegas, which is super exciting, and we've been collecting items to sell to help donate to the cause. I'm hoping to get $5,000 for the guitar.
I'm kind of impressed. DJ Ashba. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there who are kind of rock stars, but he really is a rock star. 6 a.m., Guns N' Roses, Grammy nominations. Pretty cool. So do you know anything about the history of it or anything like that?
I don't. I'm a GNR fan, but that's about it. People have been giving me items because we're trying to raise money for the Children's Hospital here in Vegas.
Okay, I get it. And no paperwork, no backstory, nothing?
Nothing, but like I said, I'm hoping we can get a lot of money for it.
Okay, well, I can tell you right away, this is something from Gibson's custom shop. This is not how they normally build a Les Paul, so I mean, it's a custom. The paint scheme is definitely different. There's usually like 4 knobs, you have more switches. It's just everything's laid out different than a normal Les Paul. I mean, it's in great shape. It's obviously been played, and you think it might have been his?
It could be. I mean, that's why I'm hoping that's why it has his name on it.
How much you want for it?
At least $5,000.
Okay, there's a lot of variable factors, okay?
Okay.
Okay, it's a Les Paul, so I mean, it's a lot of money. You know, this isn't one you buy off the shelf. I mean, was this a limited edition model they put out? Was this actually for DJ Ashba? If this is really his, it could be worth something, okay?
Okay, great.
And I know a guy who will know all those.
Amazing.
Give me 5 minutes, I'll go give him a call.
All right, sounds great. Thank you.
There
man.
he is.
How are
Hey,
ya?
brother, how's it going?
Been great. How have you been? Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Hi, nice to meet
I'm
you.
DJ. Nice
Gabby.
to meet you.
So if anybody's gonna know about the guitar, it's this guy.
What do you,
So, yeah.
what do you guys have? I am so excited to see which guitar it could be, and I'm praying to God it's the one I'm hoping, because I lost one years ago that meant the world to me. Hopefully it's it.
Do you recognize this? Was this like a limited edition or?
I could recognize this guitar a mile away. This right here is the Holy Grail.
It's amazing.
There's only one of these made in the world. It's crazy, Rick. This thing went missing years ago, and I always wondered what happened to it. This was the prototype, and then once we locked in on this design, Gibson only made 100 of them. I actually played it on some of the records on 6 a.m. and a lot with Guns N' Roses. This is really cool.
So you played this one on stage and everything else like that?
Yeah, I abused it. There's even still probably beer stains and stuff on it. The weird thing when I joined Guns N' Roses is playing a Les Paul. Obviously, it's the right guitar for the sound of the band. But I could never get used to the 2 volume knobs, so I had them take one off. So there's only 1 volume, 2 tones, and I put a kill switch in here and moved the 3-way down here because it just felt more comfortable to me.
Okay.
So
That's
this,
awesome.
This is the real deal. And it's funny because they put my name on it, but it's upside down. They printed it upside down, which is kind of funny.
Okay. Do you want it back?
It's a really special guitar. I would love to have it back.
If I can get it off her for a decent price, you can just pay me whatever.
I
okay?
would love that.
You got everything going here. So, I mean, your guitars go for like 20, 30 grand?
Yeah, yeah,
Sounds like a good number, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't sell for anything less.
Thanks, man.
You
You're
got it.
amazing.
Thank you.
I love that. Thank
Great
you so
to meet
much.
you.
Great to
and
meet you too.
So I think I got a perfect solution for this. I'll give you 20 grand. The kids at the hospital get the money, and I'll end up making a deal with him. I won't make no money off him, and everybody's happy.
You got yourself a deal. That sounds great.
Sweet. Go right over there. They'll get you paid.
Okay, thank you. I'm super stoked that I'm able to get way more than anticipated for the Children's Hospital and that the item gets to go back to DJ. That was like a cool life moment for me.
What do we got here?
I have a very special Remington 6-shot revolver given to my stepfather's grandfather, who was a general in the Honduran army.
How come we don't have any cool stuff like this in our family?
Because apparently our family's not that cool.
I I came into the pawn shop today to see if I could sell my late 1800s Remington 6-shot revolver. It's got a lot of history. I really don't know the value of this, so I'm hoping to go in there and see what they can offer me for it and go from there. This revolver was given to my stepfather's grandfather, who was a general in the Honduran army. It's number 4 of the series. He received number 3 and 4.
Okay, General E. Kraft.
The story we're told is that Theodore Roosevelt received numbers 1 and 2. And I'm told that the general rode with Theodore Roosevelt and the Rough Riders.
This gun on its own is an incredible piece, but if it's associated with Teddy Roosevelt, that brings it to a whole new level. All right, do you have any paperwork or anything on it like that?
Not really any paperwork on it. But inside here on the arm, there's a 4.
Okay.
Was not able to locate a serial number other than the number 4.
You have a gun with no serial numbers on it?
That's correct.
Almost every gun I've ever seen has a serial number on it, so I'm a little skeptical. But if his story rings true, it could make this gun one of a kind and maybe worth a fortune. It's a beautiful gun, but you have no paperwork and there's no serial number on it. And it's also broken, okay? You have definite spring problems back here. The hammer doesn't go back when you pull the trigger. I really want someone to look at this thing.
Okay.
Let me get him down here. When he comes back, I'll give you a call.
Okay. Very good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Ben.
If this gun is what this guy says it is, it's going to be an incredibly easy sell to any serious collector. You bet your ass I'm going to try and buy it. This is what I called you about.
All right, so Rick, what are your concerns?
Okay, no serial number, it's broken. And this gentleman right here says it's got a lot of history to it, but no provenance, no nothing like that.
Okay, my name is Sean, and I own Tortuga Trading Incorporated, and I specialize in antique arms and armor. So let's just start about what the gun actually is. This is a model 1875 Remington, and this is most likely 44 caliber center fire. They stopped making these in 1889. And it's definitely real. It's not a fake, it's not a reproduction. I'm almost shaken because this is phenomenal. This is not the average gun that you would encounter at a gun show or even in some of the best collections. It's completely engraved. It's got mother of pearl grips, which is indicative of having something that is a presentation quality. To see something like this outside of a museum is really rare.
Number 1 and 2, we're told, went to Theodore Roosevelt.
But right now it's just hearsay, the story.
That's correct, yeah.
If you don't have anything ironclad to support your statement, you have to judge the item on what it is. The story sounds great, and it's actually very believable, but without documentation, it's virtually impossible to verify. I'm hearing some rattling in there. Okay, so the mainspring.
It's broken, yeah.
Okay, but everything else seems to be in good working order. Now the big question, value. Okay. Personally, I'm going to say that this is a minimum in a retail setting, at least $10,000, but more realistically, 15, maybe 30,000.
Wow.
Thanks for coming in, Sean.
I'm really envious that Rick has this opportunity to buy this thing. This is one of these guns that just does not come around every day.
All right.
Wow.
What are you looking to get out of it?
Wow. I'd like to get 10,000 out of it.
I can't do 10. I'll give you $8 grand cash.
Wow. I mean, he was awful tickled about it. Upper end, he said, 30,000.
I know, but Sean's just a little too damn enthusiastic sometimes. I'll do 9.
Would you go 95?
Yeah, 9,500, it's a deal.
Okay.
All right. You want to go write them up?
Yep.
I'm happy with the deal today. I can't believe this revolver was worth that much money. I really had no idea, but that's a lot more than I expected.
What is this? It's George III and Resolution and Adventure. Sailed from England, 1772. This is interesting. Resolution and Adventure were Captain Cook's ships. Okay, you know who he was?
Was he the pirate from Peter Pan or something?
Wrong dude.
Okay. I was cleaning out my grandma's house and found it in one of the boxes. I had no idea that she was into like collecting things like that. Who knows where she got it? Like, I have no idea. I don't really have any use for the coin, or I figured maybe a couple bucks would be great.
Captain Cook worked his way in the annals of history to be one of the greatest ship captains ever. This is the guy who discovered Hawaii.
Wow.
Islands all over the Pacific, he mapped them all out. He invented some really amazing mathematics that helped them navigate where they were going. Captain Cook was an amazing guy. Captain Cook was a naturally brilliant navigator. The maps he made of Newfoundland in the 1750s were so good, they were still using them in the 20th century. If this has some relation to his world-famous voyages, there's some value here. I mean, it looks like maybe it attached to a ribbon. Maybe it belonged to an officer for being on that journey.
Cool.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued, but I don't know if this was made in 1772 or if they sell these in the gift shop in England right next to all the old ships, okay?
Right.
There's some odd things here. I mean, it's one of the most detailed medals I've ever seen from that time period.
Wow.
And that's why I'm thinking it's a lot newer than that, but there's that little chance it's something.
Okay.
How much you want for it?
I'd be thrilled with 50 or 100 bucks.
Can you wait around so I can get someone to look at it? I'm really, really interested.
Okay, I definitely have the time, so thanks.
I'm gonna call the Rain Man of Coins.
Okay.
I should be able to get him down here in 15, 20 minutes, all right?
Awesome, thank you very much. I started to see dollar signs when he was like really excited about it, pointing out all these awesome, cool things about it. Yeah, I think the expert will let us know exactly what it is, what it's worth. I'm excited to hear what they have to say.
It looks old, and it's got Captain Cook's ships on the back of it, and I figured you would know what it is.
It's a very interesting item. This is a Resolution and Adventure medal. This journey lasted 3 years, from 1772 to 1775. He went down past the bottom of the African continent. He circumnavigated the southern portion of South America. He went to Fiji, Tahiti, New Zealand, Easter Island. He went everywhere. Captain Cook is really one of the most important explorers in modern history. In his third journey, Captain Cook tried to capture a Hawaiian. They objected and murdered him, along with some of his top men.
What do you think?
This is really an historical item. They made 2,000 of these, but all of these went to Captain Cook, every single one of them, in a cask, and he carried them on his journey.
Wow.
He was to give them out to local chiefs as tokens of esteem.
So, I mean, so when he would land it on an island, he would hand a few of these out, and, you know, everyone would ooh and ah, because a lot of these islands where he's landing at, the indigenous people haven't even discovered metalworking yet.
Right. These would have been extremely interesting to the recipients. And so each one of these is pedigreed right back to Captain Cook. He handled every one of them.
Whoa.
There may have been some left over. This may have been one that was presented and then handed down generations or found in the soil.
All right, so did they ever restrike these?
They struck the original batch. Certainly people have tried to counterfeit them by casting them later, but this is struck. And it has this loop on top, and all of them had that.
Okay.
But it's the real McCoy. This is...
I mean, so that was struck in 1772?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
To hear Dave say this is from the 1700s is amazing. But the fact that this was actually in Captain Cook's hand, it's a real piece of history from one of the greatest explorers that ever lived. So what do you would think it would go for at an auction?
This one's actually in pretty good condition. Very nice looking piece. Has some of the original lighter brassy color to it. To me, it's about a $7,500 to $8,500 item.
That's amazing. $75 to $8,500 for that?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This was once owned and handled by Captain Cook, so it's far more than just a medal. It's an historical object with a fantastic pedigree, and collectors are willing to pay for that.
okay. Should have just gave you your 50 bucks.
I think it's worth a couple more than 50 bucks. I feel like I should ask for what it's worth. So 7,500?
No. You know what? I'm gonna give you $5,000 for it. Okay, you know why I'm gonna give you $5,000 for it?
Why?
Because you owe it to me.
Why do I owe it to you?
Because, remember, an hour ago, you wanted $50 for it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's, you just owe it to me because I just made you all this money.
Well, I guess that's
Think
true.
about it, think about it, okay? If it wasn't for me, you would have, if you walked in any other place on the planet, they would have gave you your $50 and they would have left. So I think $5,000 is a deal.
Fair enough.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
I'll beat you right over there.
Thank you, sir.
This is cool.
I didn't know what I had walking in. When he told me that this is what I'm gonna give you, I was pretty happy with it.
Hello.
Hello there. I have some Harvard banknotes I'd like to sell.
I went to Harvard. I mean, I went there. I didn't go to school there, but I went there once.
I'm at the pawn shop today to try to sell 4 Harvard banknotes. I got my Harvard banknotes through my grandfather. He had them, and I don't know much beyond that. I hope I can find out some more information about the Harvard banknotes and possibly come to an agreement to sell them. I'm hoping that I can get $2,000 for my banknotes. If I'm able to sell my Harvard banknotes today, I'm gonna use that money to get a new washer and dryer.
It's really, really neat that these are Harvard. And the reason why is these rarely exist. So back in the 1860s, American money was silver dollars and gold coins. Most people didn't want paper money because the mindset of everybody was, that's just paper money. Real money is gold or silver. So the US government didn't print money. They did during the Civil War some, but it wasn't until later on they started printing actual US currency. So independent banks printed their own money. Okay, so like if you live around Cambridge, this was the local currency. But the big problem was that this is in Cambridge. Say you went to Philadelphia, no one's gonna want your money. So the money was good locally, but not really nationally. You see lots and lots of currency out there from banks that don't exist anymore, but Harvard actually became a nationally chartered bank, and everyone turned in this paper money for government-issued bills like we have today, which were good everywhere in the United States. Everybody accepted them. So it's very odd that these were never turned in, and that makes them very rare.
Interesting.
So you're looking to sell them?
I am looking to sell them, yes.
How much are you looking for?
I was thinking $2,000.
That might be a good price. Might be a little bit more. I've seen these things go for really big money. These are all pretty rough. They're graded. You know, 12s and 15s are not great shape. But I have a friend who is an expert in currency, and I could get him down here to take a look at these things. He can figure out the value on them.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I'm really hoping that the expert will say that these banknotes are worth the asking price I have, or maybe even just a little bit more.
What you got here today?
Well, this young lady right here has some Harvard banknotes. And I know Harvard banknotes generally go for pretty good money because they're rare.
Yeah, actually, this is exciting because I haven't handled any obsoletes from the Harvard Bank in several years, actually. We call them obsoletes because they're no longer in use. Once a private issued bank turned into a national bank, most, if not all, the money got redeemed. If you didn't redeem it, it was worthless. From here, they actually look like they're in pretty good condition. May I take a look?
Sure.
Okay, so the good news is it looks like someone already got these graded, Rick, which is great because the only known notes from the $10 are counterfeits. So this may very well be the only genuine $10. Unfortunately, Rick, it has some chewing on the edge. The $1, even though it's graded fine 15, it's actually in remarkable condition. It's very attractive. The signatures are just clear as day. The paper quality is great. The inks are bright. It's probably the second finest that I've seen. Yeah, these are great.
So there's probably less than 50 of these in the world?
Far less than 50, yeah. I'd say probably less than 20 all combined, including these 4.
Okay, so super cool. I know they're rare. I didn't realize they were that rare.
Yeah.
So the big question is, what's the price?
In today's market, I would put an absolute floor bottom of $10,000.
Wow. 10,000 bucks.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
All right, well, thanks, man. I'll call you up. I'll tell you what happens.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Do you still want $2,000?
I think maybe not.
Okay.
I think $10,000.
I can't give you $10,000. I know he said rock bottom, $10,000 is what they'd go for, but it's a very small market.
How about 9?
I'll tell you what, I'll give you $7,000 for him.
Well, 8.
I'm not gonna go 8. I'll go $7,500 if you want it. That's it.
I'm thinking now, since we found out they were worth more, I think I'll just do a little bit of research now and see what I can find.
No problem, but if you change your mind, come and see me.
I will.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
Can't win them all. And I was gonna pay her in real dollars.
Hey, son.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, how about you?
All right.
I got something here I want you to look at.
What do we got here?
It's an old sundial.
Okay. Hey, Pops.
What?
Come here.
Hang on a minute.
Pops, come here.
What do you want?
Do you know how this thing works?
No, Rick, I ain't that old, and I got a wristwatch.
I came to the pawn shop today to pawn my sundial. I really don't want to sell the thing off. It's kind of got a little sentimental value. I don't really know what it's worth. I just want a little extra money while I'm in Vegas.
So how did you get this?
My father picked it up over in Germany once, back in World War II. He picked it up out of a house or something.
Okay, so I take it you didn't buy it. I guess it was a war prize.
It was a war prize, I think.
During World War II, they let you do that.
Yeah, you get all you wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, all you had to do is fill out this little spoil of war form.
Spoils of war are basically when U.S. servicemen commandeered things during World War I and World War II. And it could have been anything. All you had to do was fill out some paperwork, put a stamp on it, and send it home.
It's a neat little thing. It's pretty accurate.
Do you know how to use it?
You hold it up and hold it north, let the thing go north, and this little string that's on it, it carries you what time it is across it on that.
Okay. So you'd hold it like north, you line up that line right there?
Line it up there, and then whatever the sun is in your back there, it brings to the dial around it there.
Oh, that's neat.
People have been using the sun to tell time for ages, and I've seen a ton of sundials, but I have never seen one this intricate.
Well, it's ivory.
That's a good thing, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a good thing. And this is either French or Latin, and it says 1662. Whether that's just a number or a date, I don't know.
I didn't know if that was that old or not.
If it's that old, I mean, it's in wonderful condition. Do we know what this does right here? There's something there. I have no idea what that does, but there's something right there. Whoa.
I don't know if it's something to reset the dials or what in it.
I don't know what that is. I'm gonna put it back in there, though.
I've never seen anything like this, and I'm just dying to find out more.
Did you want to pawn it or sell it, or?
I want to just pawn it and everything. You know, it is something my father gave me and stuff, and I don't want to sell it right now.
Okay. How much did you want to borrow?
I need $500-600.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. I'd really like someone to look at it first. This thing could be worth a lot of money. Well, let me call a buddy in here and let him take a look at it. We'll figure out what it's worth, and if everything's good, I'll loan you the money. Okay?
I appreciate it.
This guy has no idea what he has here, and I really don't have any idea what he's got. But all I know is it's probably worth a lot more than $600.
This is what's known as a Nuremberg dial. So what are your concerns with this item?
My gut feeling is it's real. I mean, I don't know if it's 1662, and to tell you the truth, I have no idea what it's worth.
Well, sundials date back before Christ, and what you've got here is really an old-fashioned digital watch because it had so many functions combined into one instrument. There are 3 different dials in this particular sundial. You've got a vertical pin dial, a string gnomon dial that's vertical, and another horizontal dial.
What in the world is a gnomon dial?
This is called the string gnomon. When this is orientated towards true north, the sun will be over my shoulder, and the sun's shadow will be cast by the string on the time of day on this circular dial underneath, indicating the time of day. For direction, on the top here, you have what's called a compass rose. If you look down through that hole and you point north, you'll see the tip of the compass needle. It's magnetic. On the bottom here, you have what's known as a lunar volvel. It has both the Gregorian and Julian calendars, but the cool thing about this is at night, when you had a full moon, you could actually tell what time it was.
How in the world did you do that?
It depends upon the orientation of the moon and the phase of the moon. And these little computations down here, if you line up the various numbers with what your observation is, it'll tell you within 15 minutes what the time of evening is.
That's amazing. I had no idea this thing had so many functions. It's like the Swiss Army knife of sundials. I mean, they thought of everything. I am blown away by the technology and craftsmanship in this.
This is obviously a very detailed, delicate instrument. It would have been owned by nobility or someone who was very wealthy. It's made in Germany. It's signed Albrecht Karner. Karner happened to be one of a family of dial makers that was very well known in Germany at the time. This is the most incredible, pristine example that I've ever seen. There is absolutely no doubt that it's authentic. One really amazing aspect of this thing is this additional feature here. This is 350 years and it survived there without falling out like it did earlier with you. Just absolutely amazing. If you put this little guy here in the top, what it becomes, this is a weather vane. And I have never seen one that had the original wind vane still with it. Buddy, you're in Vegas and you just hit the jackpot.
I needed to.
What do you think it's worth? What do you think it'll go for?
An average dial like this might sell from between $3,000 and $5,000, but one in this exceptional condition, they just do not come any better than this. There are examples in museum that don't hold a candle to this. This one, I would say, easily could fetch $7,000.
Thanks for coming by, Rod. I really appreciate it.
Nice meeting you.
I do, thank you. I'm pretty shocked right now. That thing was worth a fortune there. I've been holding on to it for so long, I didn't know it was that valuable.
So do you still want to pawn it, or do you want to sell it to me?
I'm considering selling it to you if you'll come up good on me.
So what do you think's a fair price?
Well, you just heard him, probably $665.
I can't do that. I'll give you $3,000.
No, I can't take that. You heard what he said. That's a museum piece there.
Yeah, but a museum ain't gonna give you no money for it. I'll give you $4,000. I mean, it scares me. I mean, I don't know how long I'm gonna sit on this thing. That's a lot of money.
I'll take $48,500.
I'll go 42. That is like it.
Let's do this then. We're in Vegas. Let's flip a coin. 42 if you get it, 45 if I get it. You call the coin.
All right, go ahead. What the hell? Tails.
Head it is. Thank you, sir.
All right, let's go do some paperwork.
My intention was to pawn it, but that was $4,500. My dad would think I was a nut just to keep that right there. Take the money and go with it.
Hey, what can I help you with?
Well, I have an old musket here. I like to get rid of it.
I'm no expert, but shouldn't that be a little bit bigger?
Okay, yeah, because it fits like a kid. Usually these
Didn't
are like
really
this
realize
big.
that, but
It has a bayonet. I'm assuming it's military. It's
Maybe it was for small soldiers. People were a little shorter back then.
coming to the pawn shop today. I'm trying to sell an old musket. Could use extra cash for something else I want to buy. I'm hoping to get $1,500. I might take $1,000.
Where in the world did you get this?
Oh, I picked it up at an estate sale.
Okay. It's a lot smaller than a normal military flintlock of the day. I mean, it looks late 1700s. I know there was kids in the military back then that were like 13, 14 years old. Maybe they issued them different guns. I mean, everything down to the bayonet is smaller than normal.
Yeah.
A bayonet for this period would be like that big.
Oh, my.
A typical 18th century musket is right around 60 inches long. This thing is maybe a little bigger than half that size. It's really odd. It's not a hunting rifle made for a kid, it's a military weapon. I just don't know what to make of it. So what'd you want to do with it?
Well, I'd like to part with it, sell it.
Okay. How much were you looking to get out of it?
Oh, I'm thinking somewhere around 15.
100?
Yes.
Okay. That might not be out of the question. I mean, everything looks good except for the size, which has me really concerned. Why would someone would make a gun like this? I don't want this thing being a movie prop or something like that and me spending a lot of money on it.
Sure, I understand.
I mean, I don't think it is, but then again, I've been wrong a lot of times.
Okay.
Do you mind if I have someone look at it?
No, that'd be fine.
Let me make a phone call. I'll get him down here and we'll get this thing checked out, all right?
Sounds good.
It's possible this could be like a scaled down reproduction. Or it could be a child's military musket, which would make it really rare. I've never had one before, so this is something I'm really interested in. Hey, Sean, what's up?
Chum, my name is Sean Rich, and I own Tortuga Trading Incorporated, and I specialize in antique arms and armor. All right, Rick, so I'm sure you've got some questions. Fire away.
I mean, what is it? That's basically it. It seems like a 3/4 size gun.
This is actually a half scale of a full-size musket. These were made just the same way as the full-size muskets, but for a youth. So a wealthy officer who had a child, say 13 years old, he would teach him the proper ways to handle a musket, just like Dad, with the bayonet and everything. The other great thing about this is the maker. H. Nock is Henry Nock. Nock was one of the best and most well-known gun makers in England during the last quarter of the 18th century. So this dates between 1770 and 1780. This is just not rare, it's extremely rare.
That's crazy. All I got when I was a kid was a BB gun.
This is a very unique piece to find. I have never seen one of these. Not only is this special because of the size and the quality of it, but the fact that this is made by Henry Nock just puts it over the top.
So what's this thing worth?
That's a very good question. I've been collecting since I was 10, and I've only seen something like this in a book. So I have to kind of go on the gut by this. I think this is so rare that in an auction setting, people would fight over it. I would expect the bid range to be in that $5,000 to $10,000 range.
Okay.
You know, that's no guarantee, but it's just, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, thanks, Sean.
Anytime, Rick.
When he said it was worth between $5,000 and $10,000, man, I was pumped. That was great news.
So how much you want for it?
Well, he said it was worth around $5,000, and hey, I just want to start out at $5,000.
That's not gonna happen, because that's what I'm assuming I'm gonna get out of it, maybe. I really think 3,000's it.
How about 35?
I'll go 3,200.
You know what? That sounds good. That sounds good.
All right, man. Go write them up, Chum.
I'll meet you over there.
I've fired a lot of old guns before, but I've never fired a 200-year-old musket made for a kid. So let's see what it'll do.
Now, back in the day, this gun was used by probably a 10 or 12-year-old boy. The original musket would have had a 46-inch barrel, where this whole entire gun is only 46 inches. But everything in detail, again, is just half the size. But we're gonna see what kind of damage it will do.
All right, I'm ready to defend you.
Even though this gun was made for kids, and I'm not gonna let Chum just take it and run with it. It's a good thing that I'm here. Okay, we're gonna load this with about 70 grains of powder. The standard military musket would take about 100 to 120 grains. We're gonna do this with half that.
Just enough to hurt me, huh?
Just enough. All right, so Chum, this is your target.
All right.
So I'm gonna be stationing Chum about 25 feet away from the target, which is a water-filled balloon.
All right, Chum, you make this, you get a bucket of greasy chicken.
Now you're talking my language, Rick. Let's do this.
Do not mess with Uncle Ricky.
Chum did really, really great. The first shot, he hit the target, blew the balloon up. It's a really good feeling when you pull the trigger and you actually hit the target, especially when you have an audience.
No one's gonna get you on here.
That's right, Sean. And you get a bucket of chicken. Extra greasy.
That's how I like it.
Nice.